Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about how we haven't seen anything yet in regards to the fentanyl overdose crisis we are seeing now. So guys, accidental fentanyl overdose has shot up over the last couple of years. In 2016, it was about 109 accidental fentanyl overdoses. 2022, it was over 1,900. This, guys, is the biggest warning sign that first of all, when fentanyl was introduced to the United States in the drug use form, it's been here for years. But once it started picking up, the red flags were all over the place. We had DEA, FBI, other local drug agencies in your state, local area in your state, stating that this is going to be a huge problem. Even the drug industries had spoken about this. Now we are seeing that very same warning come to fruition because the amount of people hooked on it, the amount of people dying from it is astronomically high. Now, fentanyl is being used in a lot of recreational drugs. It's being used in cocaine, weed, heroin, you name it, it's there. And a lot of people, well, by the time they find out that they're overdosing on fentanyl, 9 times out of 10 they're dead. Some people do recover from it. We've had police officers who've come in contact with it accidentally and overdosed. A couple of them were saved. I think one officer or two might have been killed in the line of duty when they searching through pockets and they see this substance in someone's pocket, they touch it, they wind up going into cardiac arrest. We've watched kids throughout the country accidentally overdose on us because of their shitbag, irresponsible parents. So we're going to see a lot more of this. We're going to see a lot more accidental overdoses or just overdosing in general. I don't know why they call it accidental. I mean, like, if you're a drug user, it's overdose, not accidental. There's nothing accidental about it. You are going out of your way to get high, knowing this shit's out there, and you overdose and die. That's on you. Accidental for kids, police officers, or people who are just not using it but accidentally come across it. That's another thing. They should absolutely separate the two instead of blanking it all as accidental overdosing. Still, here's the bigger problem, guys. The bigger problem is that this drug is out there circulating. They know where this drug is coming from. They know exactly the path this drug is taking to get here. They know that it's coming across the border with all the illegals. They know that it's coming on ships. They know who's shipping it here. But instead, they do nothing about it. What they'd rather tackle is the firearm problem and cars, trying to get rid of cars and have electric cars out there. These are the problems that they want to tackle. Keep in mind, fentanyl overdose beats out guns and car accidents combined. That's how bad it is. That's how bad fentanyl overdosing is. It's as beating both of them out. But yet, let's focus on gun control and not how to control the drugs. Now, with drugs, they know exactly where it's coming from. The majority of it comes from China. They don't want to sanction the Chinese, but they rather try to sanction our Second Amendment. Again, priorities of this country is ass backwards, and we all know that. What I also find interesting is that the human trafficking industry, if you will, they know exactly where those people are. They know who's involved. They know where these people are going. Now, as far as the individual kid and where the individual kid and a woman are going, they probably don't know that. But they know who's dealing with them. They know that it's the Armenians. They know that the Russian mob is getting into it. They know that the Mexican cartel is getting into it. But they choose to do nothing about it. They choose to have these little wins every now and again, but not the bigger wins where they know where these people are, where they know where the drugs are being kept, where they know where the drugs are being manufactured. They're doing nothing about it. But again, they want to focus on our Second Amendment, taking stoves out of homes and making sure cars are not running on gasoline anymore. This is the problem that we're having. This human trafficking thing is so big, they know who the players are. And I think that's the problem, because they know who the players are. They're like, well, shit, if we go any deeper than this, we're going to implicate so many people. In fact, there was a Pentagon official who just got caught for this. Now, that story seems weird to me. It seemed like he was just banging a hooker, but apparently the sting was him dealing with a hooker and then turned into him being involved in the human trafficking. And I'm trying to figure out because the way it reads is he was just visiting a prostitute and they connected him to human trafficking. So though that story needs to be a little more refined, still, this guy's a Pentagon official. He's involved in that world. How many other people are involved in that world? That Giselle Maxine chick, or Maxine, whatever her name is, that's another one. She knows exactly who the players are. That little black book that she has all the names in it. But instead, they're focusing on Trump and trying to get him out the next election. The fentanyl crisis is going to be an astronomically bad crisis in the next year or so. It's going to make the whole crack is whack campaign look like a drop in a bucket. Remember when crack was out and all the people that were hooked on crack in New Jack City and Nino Brown and all that? That's going to be nothing in comparison to what we are going to see with the fentanyl crisis. The fentanyl crisis is going to get so bad, it's going to look apocalyptic in a lot of cities, like it does in Kensington, Pennsylvania, which Kensington's in Philadelphia. So section like Harlem, New York, Kensington, Philadelphia. This is bad. And this is going to get astronomically bad and astronomically worse, and nothing is being done about it other than letting people know, be aware, carry Narcan on you so that you can take care of these people when they overdose. This is the problem we're having, and this is the things we are seeing. This fentanyl crisis is so bad. I mean, you guys know it's going to get worse. And all I can say is that, guys, safeguard your kids. Make sure you know if you are smoking weed, make sure you know that you're smoking weed from a trusted person and not some strange asshole who laced your shit with fentanyl. Make sure if you're a cokehead, which I'm not advocating for, but if you are, make sure that that person's not lacing your shit with cocaine, with fentanyl. This, guys, is going to get bad. I mean, listen, we've watched a guy who just recently got caught what I think was 3 pounds of fentanyl in his bag. And they were stating that if that thing had spilled out or made its way into the air, it would have killed 80% of New Yorkers, had 80% of New Yorkers been in the subway station. But still, this was in a subway in an enclosed area. Pretty much everybody in that subway and the next few stations would have been killed by this, because when the trains move through tunnels, it creates a path flow. And that path flow would have carried that fentanyl into the system, killing a lot of people, thousands of people, tens of thousands, if not. So, again, this is how deadly it is, and it's truly addictive. And, again, we know where it's coming from. We can put sanctions on China, but we don't want to do that, because we can definitely hold China responsible for this. But we don't. We can hold a lot of countries responsible for a lot of shit like human trafficking. Human trafficking here in the United States is huge. A lot of these girls and kids and people come through the United States. They also go through other countries. This is an easily solved issue, the human trafficking, and so is fentanyl, believe it or not. But they want you to believe that it's not. The DEA, the CIA, the FBI, every other agency around the world wants you to believe that it's a hard thing to stop. It isn't. Go to the source and blow it out of the fucking skies, or out of the ground, or from underground, or out of the waters. Wherever the fuck they're operating, blow it the fuck up. It is not hard to do. The CIA can operate on anybody else's land when they feel it's in their better interest. But they could have gotten rid of so many cocaine fields. They could get rid of so many fentanyl factories just by dropping a simple bomb. But they don't want to do that. Instead, the United States government rather go after our guns and worry about whether or not our stoves need to be gas or electric. These are the things we're worried about. Meanwhile, fentanyl is going to kill way more people next year. It's going to kill a lot more kids accidentally because of irresponsible parents. The more parents get hooked on these drugs, the fentanyl, whatever's laced with fentanyl, the more kids are going to die, because these parents become irresponsible when they get high. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.